Alright, so Darth Paradigm coming back at you again with my second unboxing of the afternoon. This one comes from down under, all the way from Australia. Yep. And it came to me. Well, I'm going to show you this packaging real quick. Very, very unusual packaging. So not a box. From Australia all the way to the States in not a box. So that's a little bit weird. But inside this rather odd Star Wars themed packaging is a big bubble. And inside this big bubble is a saber from Vader's vault called a Dark Ardent. This is interesting packaging. I like this. Now, what's the secret to opening this up? I guess we just start cutting. Okay. No damage, no harm, no foul. Okay. Now. Well, that was easy to get at. So this is my second Vader's Vault hilt. And this has a Crystal Shard 4.5 in it. And it just runs a single LED. It runs a Suncrusher red. So this is a very, very Sith themed hilt. And I'm starting to realize that Vader's Vault's hilts are rather petite, because this is very dainty, like my Revan. No blade plug. So you can see red, white LEDs in there. Can you see that? So it does have flash on clash. And the blade that I ordered for this hilt is somewhere in the world right now. Probably taking the full tour. So I don't have it yet. Let's see if this turns on. Now, it seems like it's very much like my Revan. It doesn't have a kill key. Is that common? Do Vader's Vault sabers generally not use kill keys? I know that they predominantly probably use CFX now. I mean, this is Crystal Shard 4.5, so it's all Plector Labs. And it seems like kill keys aren't really a big part of their how they design things. Anyway, Ardent. That's a good sign. I like that sound. If I'm not mistaken, I think it said Ardent, so this is probably the saber specific font, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, that's oppressively loud. Ooh, that's heart-stoppingly loud. Oh my. Let's see what else we have for fonts. Body can get used to that. That is very nice. I'm trying not to flash you with the LEDs, so if that's happening, I do apologize. It's just, you know, there's no blade plug in here, so I'm doing my best. All right, what's next? Okay, that's one of the gray meat, light meat, dark meat kind of fonts. This is the font that I have on my, it's on my reverb. Very distinctive grumble. I have no idea how many fonts there are.
Ardent.
Okay, so there's 3 fonts. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's force push and maybe a couple other effects that I don't know how to perform yet. So it seems as though this just has kind of the standard fonts, the default fonts. So I'll have to look up and see how many more I can possibly install on here, and then I'll go nuts at that point. So you get a little bit of a here's the vents in the pommel. Yeah, some really interesting cubes here. I like this. It's subtly different. Very, very, I don't know, very, very geometrically satisfying. You'll notice, I'm noticing, see these little circles? For some reason, this one is larger than the others. It's a subtle thing, but it's kind of a nice touch. And of course, this sort of forms a choke point, as does the thin neck. Now, this is one of the main selling points for me, other than the switch and this weird little design pattern here. I'm kind of getting into the, I guess I'd call them like pseudo thin necks. I mean, technically this is a thin neck saber, not in the tradition of, you know, like a Luke or an Obi-Wan thin neck. But I consider it a thin neck nonetheless. This reminds me of my Saberforge Heretic, and I just purchased a Saberforge Oracle, and if I'm not mistaken, it has not quite this thin of a thin neck, but you know, it does have this kind of like aesthetic decrease in diameter size. I mean, I consider this to be a true thin neck. It's just obviously smaller and different than what we're accustomed to. These windows are really, really quite attractive, and it has kind of, I don't know, I think this reminds me, the emitter here reminds me sort of a Dorinian. I like these little rings. This is a very, very lovely saber. I don't know if I need to change the fonts. They're plenty Sith enough. So yeah, I've got to get a blade into this thing and play around with this one as well. So now I have 2 new hilts to to muck about with. This thing took about 3 weeks to arrive. I was starting to have my doubts. It was sort of sitting there in LA, and then it was in LA for about 8 days, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's in Springfield, which is the city next to where I work, you know, about 45 minutes away. So, yeah, it just, all of a sudden it was here. Anyway, so, yeah, this is my my Vader's Vault Dark Ardent. I bought this secondhand off of eBay from someone in Australia, so there was no, you know, traditional Vader's Vault lead time involved with this particular hilt. which is always something that I'm thrilled about. You see, it went into deep sleep mode, so it has a fairly reasonable. The deep sleep mode is set to a fairly reasonable time, and you can get in and muck about with the settings on the SD card and change things like that, as well as sensitivity and whatnot. But this thing seems to be kind of tuned up perfectly, so I'm quite pleased with it. This was kind of a deal that I just couldn't pass up, despite my financial situation. So anyway, yeah, that's my Dark Ardent, and hope you guys enjoyed seeing this unboxing as well. And I will hopefully have more for you guys coming up very soon. I try to do a video a day, but it's about 2 videos a day is about my, or 1 video every other day is kind of more my speed lately. Just been working so hard. But anyway, so hope you enjoyed this video, and if you care to subscribe, please do so. Like and or dislike. I don't think you can do both simultaneously. That's a weird thing to say. I'm just gonna bug out. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.